Hey guys, I'm Kenzie from Cosplay, and I'm going to show you a little bit on how I made my Nyx wig from Hades. So I started with a lace front wig from Arta Wigs, and I also bought an additional pack of wefts. I started off by straightening out all these beautiful curls. Once it's straight, make sure it's all brushed out and not going to get tangled. Next, we're going to go into sectioning out this wig. So I always start from the front, so I section out the bangs and where I want it to be. And then Nyx has a couple pieces of hair that sits in the front that hangs down. So I want to make sure that I section that out in order to not cut it out later. Once everything's sectioned out, I'm going to take some steel wire and I'm going to shape and insert these wires and make the frame of what I call the wings of this wig. It's a pretty heavy piece, so it has to have a lot of stability and go around the entire back of my head. I'll then use transparent Worbla to make the base of this so I can attach and glue a lot of wefts to this. Once that's done, I'm going to work on the base of the wig now. So I'm going back and I'm going to crimp, tease, and basically fluff up all the hair that's going to stay laying down at the bottom half of the wig. From there, I'm going to actually cut out and remove a couple of wefts, and I'm going to actually turn it upside down to reinsert it back into the wig. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to glue these wefts in, but they're going to go upwards instead of downwards. This will help me make the base for the ponytail that sits on top of her head. Once it's all pinned in, make sure you let the glue dry overnight. So this is my pack of wefts that I strung up, and I crimped and teased every single part of this weft pack in order to make it all fluffy for reinserting it into the wig. Now we're going to go back to the wings. So I really wanted these wings to light up, so I bought a handful of fairy lights and slowly just snaked it up and down on these wings in order to attach all the lights. So I'm just taping them on to the transparent Worbla with clear tape. This took a couple tries of mapping out the fairy lights because I really wanted to use only one strand of fairy lights. As you can see, it's attached to a battery pack. So that's additional weight that's going to be on my head with those batteries that I don't want to be pulling down on me, and I'm going to have to find a way to tuck it and hide it into my costume. So it's a lot easier to hide one pack than it is to hide two packs. Now we're going to go through the long process of just gluing on wefts. Arta Wigs has a really good tutorial on how they did their Nyx wig, and I took some inspiration off of that and followed a few of their steps for this process. I just slowly glued all the wefts onto this, and it'll take several layers of wefts in order to actually get this fully glued. It took me probably about 4 layers of wefts in order to get everything covered on one side, and then you still have to do the underside and attach a handful of wefts to the underside as well. This is just one of my quick progress pictures showing the lights and the hair progress of adding on everything. While all your wefts are gluing, you can take the time to start building the ponytail. I use PVC pipe and insulation foam and cut them all into pieces and make myself a core that I can put on and take on and off of this PVC pipe. So this will be magnetized in order to take off this hairpiece, so it's a little easier to travel with. As you can see, I'm testing it out here to make sure it fits with the crown piece. Now we're going to make the inside portion that will attach to the PVC pipe. So I use steel wire, Worbla, and this PVC pipe, and then I'm going to actually glue in a magnet. As you can see, that'll magnetize with the insulation foam core in order to hold in place and it won't fall off my head. So we're gonna glue it all together and test it out, and it should work. Once everything is dry, we're gonna paint that core black since our wefts and the hair is all black. Make sure you let it dry thoroughly before you start gluing on your wefts. Once it's dry, you're going to slowly start gluing on your wefts around this core in order to make that bun on the ponytail. You'll want to take this slow and steady, take small wefts at a time in order to slowly cover everything up. I use a little bit of hairspray and a hairdryer at the same time while the glue is drying in order to keep all the wefts on the outside smooth. Now we're going to come back, and once this bun is made and the insert is made, we're going to test it out and see how we like it on the outside of this wig. We want to make sure it fits in the right spot for the crown and for this hairpiece. Once that spot's been decided, you're going to just cut a hole into this wig and you're going to slip that PVC pipe through the inside so it sticks out just as it's shown in this video. Make sure you test it out with your crown and make sure it fits the way you want. If not, make any adjustments as necessary. Once this piece is like sitting where you like it, then we're going to start tying up this hair and make that ponytail look. So those wefts that you glued in earlier that face upwards, you're gonna slowly start gluing and hairspraying into place and glue it to that PVC pipe so it covers up everything. Once all that hair is glued into place, now it's time to get back to the bangs. So I'm going to crimp, tease, and style the side parts, the bangs, and everything that's going to be in front that needs to be styled. This can be a long and time-consuming process, so if you're teasing, make sure you take your time with it, or else you can actually damage the fibers. This is just showing the difference between crimping and teasing and not. So it adds a lot of fluff to this wig in order to give it a little more volume. Moving on, I'm cutting out some batting that I'm going to use as a base to make the curls that sit across the back of her head. So we're going to throw this fabric into a dye pot and let it cook for a little bit to go from white to a nice dark gray color that I can use to cover up with more wefts. Once it's out, we're going to glue it and we're going to roll it up into a nice tight roll. Once this is all glued together, you're going to take small strips of wefts and you're going to slowly wrap it around these batting rolls. I did mine at an angle in order to just slowly wrap around more and more pieces. So you just slowly glue it in small sections and then wrap it around. I did small parts at a time to just slowly make my way down these rolls. You're going to do this for 2 rolls. I didn't get a chance to get a video of adding this into the wig, but this is a picture of what the final wig will look like, and you can see all the pieces that have been made so far